Hey friends, welcome back. Hello bird. Welcome back to Prepping with Sarge. Today I'm just gonna give you a short video. I love having the friends out in the garden, it's fantastic. I'm gonna give you a short video just giving you a little update on the asparagus and strawberries that we planted. Now if you didn't watch that video, I'll put a link up here, and of course I'll throw it in the end screen as well. But let's just, we got some color commentary going on in the background. Let's just kind of get right to it. So if you're watching this video, this is about a week after the video that I showed you where we were cleaning up the garden and just planting the asparagus and the strawberries, right? So here's one. See if the camera will get this. This is what it looks like when it's in the first year. It's very, very thin. You don't want to harvest this in the first year. You actually just want to let it grow. And I'm going to show you what they look like when they get fully grown. There's another one that's popping up over here. I don't want to mess with it too much. It's a little fragile, but it is. I did see it. Oh, there it is. Right where my finger is. It's coming up. All right, so when they're fully grown, they develop into a fern like this, okay? And in the first year, you want to just let them do that. In the second and third year, you can start to take some cuttings on it. And once you get them established, you'll get about 10 years worth of crops off of it. So it's worth the effort to do it in the first year, and knowing that you're going to get 10 years of rewards after it. So there's another one that came up. Now there is one that's in here, which it's not, there was a little sprout that came up and it looks like maybe a bird had got at it or something. So we're just going to leave that and see if that comes back. There's another little plant over there. This one actually is looking like it's going to get a couple stalks off of it. So very happy about that one. And then there's another one over there. Put my finger right on it. I know it's kind of hard to see with the camera. And that's just stuff that's fallen out of the nearby tree. Let's go around to the other side. All right, so we got a couple more stalks over here and here and here. Now you can see it's still kind of a trench, right? Hopefully the video is showing that. So what I'm gonna do this weekend is I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna start backfilling this in all the way up, probably to ground level I could do at this point, right? So if these all survive next year, I could start to take a little bit of a crop off this. Now this one here is actually from last year. I let it go full grown. And what you want, how you're gonna know when it's okay to start taking them, is when they get to that kind of thickness, right? So a little bit thinner than my pinky finger. And what you're gonna do is when it gets up to be about that tall, so basically like a foot off the ground, before it starts to spread open, like you can see that one's starting to spread open, although that's a baby one, that's when you can start cutting them. And what you do is you're just gonna cut it at ground level, right, with a nice clean shear, right? Make sure you're working with clean and sharp equipment, gardening equipment, and you're just gonna cut it at ground level and it'll come back. And you can cut it again. You can get, like on the second year, I probably, sorry, just seeing some weeds here. There we go. On the second year, I probably would only take one cutting, one harvest. Third year, you can take probably 2 or 3. And then fourth, fifth, and beyond, you just have to kind of judge it, right? So you take your cuttings, and then if they look like they're coming back nice and thick like that, then you can keep taking cuttings. If they're coming up thin like that, then it's that you've taken your last harvest for the year. Now let's take a look at the strawberries over here. Now you saw me planting these as well, and you can see they're coming up. Everything's looking nice and healthy. Another one over there. There's one up there. We're gonna check on that when we go around the other side. Doesn't seem to be coming in. This one here. There's another one right there, right where my fingertip is, and there's another one over there. We'll go around the other side here. All right, so you can see this a little bit better now that I get the debris out of here. And you do have to watch out, especially in the south, when you're going in here. I really should have gloves going on, because this time of year, the black widows do like to get in here, and I've seen a few other videos, people talking about that. So I really should be wearing gardening gloves when I'm doing this. But, I've had pretty good luck. I've only been, not by black widows, but I've been taking a couple bad spider bites over 40 years of gardening. Two really bad ones that I can remember. Didn't lose any fingers or anything like that. They obviously weren't black widows. They were probably something that's just highly venomous, but not like deadly or anything like that. And I didn't see it when it happened. That's the thing, is you might not even see it, and you'll find out later on when you start getting swelling or whatnot. So real happy with this. Let me show you what this is supposed to look like. So in the same thing with the first year of your strawberries, so same thing with the first year of your strawberries, you really don't want to take any of the berries off of it. And this one's a second year one. So you can see there's one little strawberry starting to develop there and one little flower. I probably won't harvest any of those either this year. I might let it go one more year. Third year, you're really going to get a nice crop. And for strawberries, I tend to think you can get about 5 years worth of decent crop before you start to need to replace the plants. But I've had really good luck, especially when I was in Kentucky, with they'll put off runners, right? I don't know if I've got one that I can show you. Probably have to show that later on. But basically, for what a runner is like one of these will extend itself and it actually replants, and then you can separate it from the mother plant and you get a brand new plant. If you let it do that and you're not cutting your runners, then you basically can have a self-sustaining strawberry crop, and it does fairly well for a long time. All right, so what's next? Let's take a look at this other garden bed over here. All right, so this one here, hopefully this weekend I'll get to this. I'm behind right now from where I should be, but it's still like I still have time to play with it. I'm not past my deadline here in South Carolina, but I got to come in here and weed all this. Now these here are not weeds. These are a little bit of small garlic, and one of them, it's not looking that great, the one that I got my hands on over there, but the rest of them should be fine. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8, 9, 10, 11 heads of garlic. Usually I plant like 25, but I decided to cut back a little bit this year because I had so much extra in the past. And totally unrelated, but I just want to show off how good the roses look this year. It's really been a nice year for the roses, and I really haven't done anything different. I didn't fertilize these over the winter. I might have in the fall. I don't remember. I might have given them a little bit in the fall, but these are just knockout roses that you can get at like Home Depot or Lowe's, and they tend to spread too. And of course, from a prepper standpoint, a couple things I do want you to know: the petals are actually edible and make a good salad garnish. The leaves can be made into a tea that tastes a lot like black tea. And it's kind of a good idea to plant these under your windows and things like that. As it grows up and gets more and more thorny, it just discourages people from coming up to the window and peeping in. It's a nice little way to put a very natural deterrent around your property. And since I'm showing you a few things, these are the fig trees. This one's Adam, that one's Eve. They stay pretty small for me, and I've got a couple little figs developing there, you can see. Now, last year I got excited thinking I was going to get figs, but they ended up being what's called false fruit. So for fruit trees, a lot of times in the first year or first couple of years, you'll get what's called false fruit. You're going to get excited, you're thinking you're going to get some fruit, but it's just not, the tree's not strong enough to sustain it, so it's most likely it's going to die and fall off. And here's the other one here. This one's a little bit younger than that one, so this is still a few years away from being able to produce fruit. And I think it was Mark Merriweather, Vorderbruggen, that was talking, I think it was him that was talking about apparently fig tree leaves are edible, and if chopped up and fried, tastes like garlic or onions. What did he say? I'll have to look that up, and I'll put it, you know what, I'll put it in a note here. Okay, and one of my peach trees here, again, very, very young. This here is that's probably false fruit. So that's not likely to get developed. I could pinch it off. There's another one right there. All right, so there's 2 that I'm seeing. There's another one, 3, 4 down here. So you could pinch those off, and it's just gonna encourage more growth for the tree. Fruit trees, you really have to think about, like, when you plant them, it's about 5 years often before you start to get a really decent harvest. We've got our lemon trees here, which I need to get in here and do some pruning. That's dead branches there from the winter. And another one over here. Now, I'm not going to get a crop of lemons this year, and here's why, or I don't think I'm going to. The flowering season has already passed, And what happened was they did get a couple little flowers, but then we had a really bad cold snap here in South Carolina at that time. So I'm probably, unfortunately this year for my lemons, I'm probably not getting a crop. All right, one more. These are some of my blueberry bushes here. And last year I had beat my own record for, obviously I got some dead stuff in there that I need to come in and prune. Last year I had beat my own record for my harvest, and it looks like I might beat it again this year. This is looking like a really nice crop, and I got lucky on this one in that it flowered right before the hard frost that I was talking about with the lemon trees. And then the buds were already in development, so I covered them with these things down here, which are called plankets. I will put a link up here to a video where I talked about plankets and why I think you should have them, and you can check that out when you get a chance. And we'll go over here. Here's some of my blueberry plants, and you can see these things are just loaded. It is going to be a really good crop, right? I mean, look at this. They are big and beautiful. Look at those. Beautiful crop. Really happy with this. And again, very low maintenance, really nice thing for you to consider for prepping or for your homestead. Once you get these established, they're going to give you year after year of fruit. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, please go ahead and drop them in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving me a thumbs up. If you're brand new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I drop videos at least twice a week. Always videos related to preparedness, self-sufficiency, wilderness survival, homesteading, things like that. I'd love to have you join the channel. If you're brand new, let me know who you are down in the comments, especially if you're a content creator, so I can check out your content as well. Keep planting your seeds, keep stacking your silver. This is Prepping with Sarge.